morning, good morning. Not financial advice, educational purposes only. Thank you, good Lord, for a new day to trade. Remember, shorting small caps is very, very high risk. Sorry for not live streaming yesterday. Been a little under the weather, but let's see what we can find today. I have BZAI pulled up. Not really interested in it, but just watching it. See if we get some new PRs here in just a second. Not very many PRs came out at 7. BLIN just released a PR. Let's see. Good morning, good morning. Not moving. BZAI, little flush here. I was watching BZAI. I had a feeling this might happen, but I don't love earnings plays, and it's a little over 200 million market cap, so sitting on the sidelines. KPRX just released some clinical news. Not moving though. BIAF is pumping. Whoa. Grabbing some locates. I think I missed the big move on it. Dang. What was that about? So I'm in it, but feel like I kind of chase him, but I'm in it. $4.80 was my fill, and I'm gonna scale up to $5. don't love these multi-days. This has been a pain. BIAF. It's pretty good at holding its gains, but I'm not. This move was a little excessive. If anything else is moving. NOTE had a little pop too. I'm gonna let NOTE push here a little bit. But this one's starting to look interesting too. Launches policy note MCP in the OpenAI app store, significantly expanding access to its policy intelligence. Just would like to see it up a little bit more, but I don't think the news is that impressive. Yeah, the locates for BIAF were kind of pricey though. I think I paid 28 bucks for them or something for 1,000 shares. You know, TE flushing. Yeah, that was probably the play, but let's see what BIAF does. This one, the reason I don't like this one is it just has a history of sustaining its gains, and it's multi-day at this point. The move was kind of excessive, so that's kind of why I'm playing it, but see if it comes back down to reality a little bit. But NOTE was probably a better play. Just wanted to see it up a little bit more. I was hoping it would get a little bit closer to $1. Yeah, NOTE's flushing. Boom, round trip, wow. BIAF didn't have any new news this morning that I can find. BIAF made its leg down here. Again, my average is 480. I want to see it drop a little bit more, but again, I've got to have realistic expectations with this one. This one tends to hold its gains. We've seen it over and over again, BIAF. Got another entry in the 490s as well. 495, and then if it breaks over 5, I'll play it to retest the highs. Was that from yesterday? Yeah. 538. Probably average up to there. Was my single low? Let's see. I don't know if these were single use or not. Let me see. Yeah, they are single use. Yeah, I didn't even notice when I got them. Yeah, they were single use. Yeah, not super excited about this play. I don't think it's going to be super exciting play, but let's see if it gives back a little bit. Gets down to the low 460s again, I might just trim some. Like I said, I got to have realistic expectations with this one. ITOC, new high a day. ITOC's pushing a little here. Yeah, I don't love single use either. Getting a little push on BIAF. There we go. Yeah, I don't really love anything right now, so BEAM, did it have some news? BEAM. Ooh, big move, but this is probably out of my range. But yeah, BIF, I really don't know a lot about this company. Like I said, if it gets back in the low 460s, I'm gonna trim some and then just ride out the rest. But I just know this has been a pain for a few days now, multi-day runner. Let's look it up a little. So BIAF, 21 million market cap, 4 million float, very high on offering, overall offering risk high, healthcare, develops non-invasive diagnostic tests. And their most recent PR was the 17th. Bioaffinity technology, SciPath Lung provides actionable results and helps patient avoid costly invasive procedures. So let's see if it breaks down a little bit here, but y'all know I don't love the multi-days, so if it drops a little bit more, I'm gonna start trimming because they just don't give back as cleanly. At some point it will, but it's hard to gauge when they will. So these tend to be better for scalps because they've already proven strength. They can hold gains. And my average is 480, I said 480, but it's almost 481, 4.809. So up about 10 cents on it, but I was hoping it would break down a little bit more. UGRO. If this wants to come back and retest these 200s, I'd be interested for sure. UGRO. This one's a very low float though. Remember it from Monday. Yeah, didn't love any of the pumps at 7, but at least there were a few. So NOTE was probably the best one, but I wanted to see it up a little bit more. NOTE still hanging around a little bit. BIAF pushing right here. See if we get to the 490s, get that fill. And I did. Oh, and now we're flushing some, so I'm gonna trim some since, like I said, realistic expectations with this one. So I got my 495 fill, trim some here in the 476, just in case I don't get the 460s. I got up, still playing it relatively small, got up to 1,500 shares just then. So my average is now 486. So trim some here in 470s. I told y'all my entry was 495. It was actually 497, so that's good. I had it a little higher than I said, so trimmed a little here on this move. Again, not making anything crazy on it, but scalping it for a few cents. There we go. Now I'm gonna trim some here in the 460s. And I'm out. Could I miss a bigger move down? Yeah, probably, but I don't like these multi-days, so I'll take it. Made about anywhere from 15-20 cents on that move, so I'll take it. I'll take it to start off the day. Up a couple $100 now. Nothing fancy, but nice win on the start of the day. Appreciate it, T-Bone. Watch it flush now. Here it goes. Don't do this to me. Yeah, there it is. I get a little spooked with these multi-days though. CGNT. Ooh, it's got a nice little pump. Doesn't look super liquid. 575 million market cap. I'm gonna pass on this one. A little big for me. Doesn't look super liquid either. Fourth quarter earnings. Since I'm not going to play it, I'm not going to dig into it. BIF. If any of y'all are in it, I hope it keeps flushing. Probably got out a little too quick, but all good. I like this move on CGNT though, but I'm gonna ignore it for now. And OTE still hanging around, but nothing impressive yet. I wouldn't mind seeing this one push because the news is overall pretty weak. Yeah, BIAF is looking like it's going to come back to reality. Might have been a little impatient with this one, but we'll see what it does. I don't really like anything else, so I'll just watch this. PAVS, we got to talk about that at some point on this live stream that I played yesterday. Maybe this is a good time. Any of y'all CP? I know the Discord, we were on it, and a bunch of us banked on this one. Um, what is it doing today? 32 cents. So this was one of the stocks to trade pumps where they released the alerts. And they released it some, I mean, probably 10, 15 minutes before this move happened. And a lot of us played this one. And long story short, you can see what happened. It flushed. I think they dropped maybe some offer news. I already forgot. But long story short, halted down. A lot of us had our average entries anywhere from like 70 to 80 cents. Mine was 74. And man, was that the play of the day. Because I was sick yesterday. That's why I didn't live stream. And only took 2 trades yesterday later in the day. And boy, did we bank on this one. Because it gapped down flush. It gapped down so quick, I don't think any of us took profit, or at least most of us didn't. And then it opened at 35 cents. So that was a nice one. All it takes is one decent play like that. It makes your day. Well, that was the play of the day yesterday. BIAF bouncing back. Yeah, they dropped offering. But I just thought it was funny. The shorts to trade, all those guys usually have negative things to say about short sellers, and then they send out an alert to their people, and then within a few minutes, this happens. Oh. Longs blame the short. They always do. Yeah, they always do. They can't admit that it was a trash call, that they pumped trash companies. But yeah, I don't feel bad for them. I feel bad for all the longs that might have got rocked in it though, because they're just trying to catch a move. Just trying to catch a play, and then that offer news gets dropped on them shortly after getting in it. Tough. MASK. MASK. A little bit of a push. Chinese super tiny float, 400 K float. So I'm gonna be cautious with this one. Not saying I'm not gonna play it, but I'm gonna be cautious. I'm not gonna jump in right here. I want to see it make a bigger move. It's only up 10%. But a little bit of action today. Nothing too exciting just yet, but 7:30 is a minute and a half away, so we'll see what else we get here in a second. BIAF looks like it's going to fail VWAP, but again, I'm out of it. Are you using Trade Ideas? Yeah, I'm using Trade Ideas. BIAF, another little push. And this is how this one trades. That's kind of why I was quick to take profits. If it gets closer to 5 again, I'll re-enter it. I'm actually not even going to enter it. Oh, yeah, they were single use. So I don't even think I have any locates left. Yeah, I don't. So yeah, I want to see it push a little bit more. But again, this is kind of why I took profit quick on it. This is just how the personality of this stock is. Holds gains, keeps pushing. I haven't had a lot of luck with this ticker, so I'd like to see a little bit closer to 5, and then I might get some more locates on it, but they were pricey in single use, so let's see what they are now. Yeah, and they went up. It's almost $50 for 1,000 shares, so yeah, I'll probably pass on this one unless it makes an excessive move. Yeah, I think that's that. Hold on a second. I'm trying to fix my microphone. But yeah, no, shorts always gets blamed for those moves, not the sketchy company that just waited for the stock to break highs and drop an offering. Let's not blame it on them. Let's blame it on the shorts. ARTL. Little move, but nothing impressive. ARTL's pushing. Expansion into 16.3 billion glaucoma market via fully funded study. All right, I'm gonna grab some locates on this one. We'll start scaling into it. Oh my gosh. I got my first locates for, that's why I said it's gonna be quick, guys. $6.80. I tried to get some more, and now they're $306. How small is this float? Oh, it's tiny float, that's why. $700,000 float. So I might just get out here. Let's see. I'm gonna wait and see what it does. But if shorts, this is not a good sign with that small a float. So I'm gonna get out, just basically break even. And let's see if it pushes a little bit more. Yeah, I got my first shares for super cheap. I feel like I got in too early, so I'm gonna wait. Because I don't want this one to push on me with this low float. This looks like a raw stock that he might jump in and pump it. The news doesn't seem. Let me look at the news a little bit. I'm all cash right now. Once I saw that float, I missed it when I first looked at it. I really don't think the news is that impressive. But again, I'm not trying to chase a tiny float right now. So I'm gonna just wait and see what it does. And if it pushes more, I will use the rest of my shares, but I'm gonna just sit on my hands for now. It's really not pumping though, as much as I thought it was. I thought it was about to rip on me. But yeah, I got my first 1,000 shares for, what was it? $6.80, and then I tried to get some more, and it was 306. So that was a warning sign. But it actually looks like it's about to fall. Maybe I should have stayed in it. Made me think of URGO on Monday. Remember that one was really tiny float, and I got in a little early, and I had to manage it. But this, I should have just held on to this one. I'd be up 60 cents right now. Yeah, I still have 500 here on the sideline because I only jumped in 500 originally. Um, just to take my little quick stab, then do my research. But probably will end up not even using these. Because I don't mind shorting low floats. Y'all know I do it all the time, but they do cause a lot of pain and suffering at times. And I'd like to see it up a little bit more than 24% if I'm going to jump into a nano float, less than a million. That was recycled news too. Maybe that's why it's not pushing. Expands ART 2713 into 16.3 billion glaucoma market via fully funded investigator-sponsored trial while advancing 3 clinical programs in oncology support, neuropathy, pain, and CNS disorder. AVXL. Don't like this chart. BURU, but it's too cheap. Yeah, I'm a little surprised ARTL didn't push, to be honest, with its float size. But the news didn't seem that great. MMM. Is that a ticker? Nope. What's the MMM for? ARTL, same news, no warriors on it. Got it. Well, I should have stayed in it. But again, I don't get mad at myself for being cautious. I'm reckless by nature, so when I do something cautious to prevent losses, try not to beat myself up over it. I'm more mad whenever I ignore red flags and then I get myself in a bind. That's what pisses me off. All right, well, we'll hang out a little bit longer. Still only one play, so, well, I guess break even on ARTL, got in, got out. But only BIAFL. BIAF. Bart, playing it safe keeps you green. Yeah, I know. Again, there'll be a play. There will be a play. But yeah, ARTL's flushing now. I'm watching it on my phone. Look at this. And I got it. My first stab was actually pretty good. Somewhere in the 780 or what was it? 778. And I got out at 782. So I literally lost like 3 cents or 4 cents. 500. But it could be up $1.10 on it. But oh well. But yeah, URGO played it Monday. It was another low float. I ended up being green on it, or UGRO. I always say it wrong, UGRO. But I know it hurt a few people because I ended up cutting with a small loss, then wait, it was over here, yeah. Cutting for a small loss and re-adding at the 420s and ended up catching a move. But this one pushed on me quite a bit, and then it acted up in the day, Monday. We haven't seen this in hot markets. You'll see these moves more often where they'll just late day just make insane pushes. We haven't seen these type of moves in a while, and this was a very good example of just an irrational end of day move. And then it pumped after hours too. So these low floats you got to be careful with. I play them, the nanos, but they are dangerous. Not financial advice, but new. Oh my gosh, look at ARTL. That was a miss right here. Dang, that one hurts a little bit, but all good. Ross lost 6,500 on URGL yesterday. Interesting. He'll make it back pretty quick. So 15 minutes till the 8 o'clock news. We'll get some more stuff here in a second or in a little bit. But yeah, lately Monday was a brutal pre-market. Hardly played anything. I think I only played that one ticker, UGRO. But then when market opened, it was fireworks that day. Ended up doing well after market open, but pre-market was brutal Monday. And then of course I didn't trade yesterday most of the day. Round trip. Man, that was the play. ANNA. See what that one's doing. That's the one we were playing yesterday. I don't love these bigger market cap multi-days, but majority of the group was playing it, so I ended up taking a stab at it. I was curious to see what it's doing today. It's holding its gains too. CODX is pushing a little bit here. Ships diagnostics test to India ahead of TB study launch. $2 million float, 5 million market cap. I'd play it, but I'd like to see it push a little bit more. Because it got to the $4 range, was just a couple days ago. So I'd like to see it push a little bit more before I get in it. Especially because it has a tiny float. Yeah, I might miss this one, but I want to see it push a little bit more before I jump in. Because it just proved here recently and get to 4 pretty easy, so. Grabbing some locates though, just in case if they're cheap. Ooh, they're pricey too. So I'm gonna wait. Yeah, I'm not gonna pull up ARTL. That one hurt a little bit. For a second though, I thought it was about to take off. I'm gonna keep an eye on UGRO. Again, low float. I've no telling what these locates are. Let me before I start talking about it. This might not even be a play because of the locates. Oh, they're only. I might grab some now just in case I want them later. I hate wasting 15 bucks just in case I don't play it, but if it gets those 200s, the price is going to go up substantially. But it looks like it might retest highs here though. If it gets to the, especially the 860 range, I will gladly stab it up to about $9. It needs to push a little bit more. MAZE. What is this? Not interested. It might not be pre-market, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if UGRO gets, it's the third day, which is common. First day pump, second day trade sideways, third day retest highs. So again, if it gets up there to the $8.50, $9 range, I'll be very interested in this play. But the thing is, with the float size on it, if it starts breaking 9 and holding, I would probably just stop out, because there's not a whole lot to slow it down after that, it doesn't seem. A broker gave me 2 free months of trade ideas. Did you build your own layout or use a default? I built my own. But yeah, I have mine in the Discord. The layout, the 2 layouts I use, is in the Discord. AVXL. I don't really like these type of charts where they gap way down and they come back up like this, but let me do some research on this one. AVXL. Oh, it's a big market cap too. No, I'm not good. I'm good on this one. I don't even use level 2, so I haven't noticed it. No. Nothing against level 2. I would use it if I traded desktop, but since I trade mobile, I don't use level 2. Yeah. And even though I don't use level 2, I'll even see that on the bid and ask. You'll see the ask just get massive size. And I'm sure y'all have seen me walk through some of these trades when I see that. If I see there's like a massive order on the ask, you know, it'll say like 100,000 and then the bid is only 1K. They usually will walk it down. Which usually gets me excited. Sometimes I'll add to my position when I see that. And then vice versa as well. If I see it on the bid, a lot of times I'll close my position. If I see just the bid just start stacking and they start walking it up. But you usually see it more walking down on the ask. Why would they hide their size? Isn't that the point, that people should see the size and be scared? Yeah, but it's weird. Sometimes, like, you'll notice. So, for an example, there's one of these sketchy tickers where there was a huge size on the ask, and then it wouldn't move though. And then so there's probably a hidden order on the bid, um, because you could see the volume just going up rapidly, but it wasn't moving. So I don't know their strategies. I haven't really studied it too much, but sometimes they'll hide one order and not hide the other, or I don't know, vice versa. But it's a good question. I don't know what their main strategy is with it. But just the other day, it was Monday, we saw that there was a huge ask, and then there was hardly anything on the bid, and the volume was just like constantly going up, but it wasn't moving. 1 minute till 8 o'clock. Hopefully, we'll get some PRs here. BIAF about winning liquid. CODX, not really doing much. Just kind of hanging out. Wish it would give us a little push here. I might take a stab on it, especially since it's about to be 8 o'clock. Might get some money rotation, but let's see what comes out at 8 o'clock. Decent amount of PRs. Oh yeah, there's a bunch coming out. CODX just had another PR too, by the way. IBG pushing a little bit. It's just not up enough yet. NXTT pushing, but it already came back down too. I'm not really seeing anything. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't really see anything I really like that much. NXTT's pushing a little bit, but again, there's just not a lot on that move. Here we go. It's this is where it tends to wick up to, and then it fails. It's pushing a little bit here. Locates are cheap. I'm gonna take me a stab here at 148 if it fills me. All right, got me a little starter here. I'm gonna do some research on it.
NXTT.
They haven't even had any recent news, unless I'm missing it. Oh, this is Chinese. $5 million float, 6 million market cap. Seeing big size on the ask, and maybe they'll drive it down here. There we go. See if we keep dropping. Back to reality. looks like they're about to drive the price down. We're in the 130s now. Let's go. IMNN's up. Ooh, what is this one? Oh, that's it. IMNN. Oh, nice little push. But I'm gonna, since this one's Chinese, I gotta keep my eye on it, make sure they don't do anything sketchy. So we're in the 130s now. I'll probably look to trim soon. Let's go. Trimmed a little there, 136. IMNN, I missed this one, but it had a little bit of a pump. GRML. Nothing really there either. YYGH. These moves are just not big enough for me to get too excited about them. The next TT's pushing here. I added my shares back that I covered earlier at 150 or 151 actually. And then if it just keeps pushing, I'll probably just cut it because it's Chinese, so gotta be a little careful with it. IMNN, got another alert for it. Oh, it's pushing back up. So what's the story with this one? What is this one doing? So IMNN, 5 million float, 14 million market cap, phase 2 data. So these phase 2 can go either way. Sometimes it pushes, sometimes it doesn't. There we go. It's pushing a little bit. So let's see if there's any strong levels on it. Not really that I can tell. Maybe this 355 area isn't bad. Tempted to scale into this one. NXTT's fallen, so I might start trimming some more here in a second. gonna grab some locates for IMNN. Probably forced my IMNN position, but I'm in it. 353. I'm gonna scale up to $4. But it looks like it's gonna fail. Yeah, I tried to make a second push, couldn't really hold it, so forced me a little bit of an entry here. 353, especially after this candle came back, couldn't hold, so that's kind of why I forced it. So I'm gonna hold it, see if it drops down some. But decently in the money already, but I want to see if it breaks down a little bit more. We're in the 320s. Trimmed a little bit there. Oh, I didn't enter very big, so I don't have much to trim. Only entered 500 just in case it pushed a little bit. So riding out the rest. But I gotta keep an eye on NXTT. Only 500. Yeah, I played it very small. IMNN, because I wanted to add another 500 if it pushed up to. I had a 500 waiting at 375, and then I had another 500 I would have deployed around $4. Nice job, Godfather. $500 usual. Oh, let me close this real quick. Let's go. Round trip indeed. Dang, I wish I'd have added more size on this one. All good. 500 is your usual size? No, that's my unsure size. That's my filler size. That's my starter size. So if I would have felt like I timed the top, I would have, if this would have been a 200 daily previous resistance here, and I was able to get an order, around 380, I would have added 1,000, 1,500 shares. But since this was a push and fell again, I kind of that's my starter size is 500 if I'm unsure. And I'm out, by the way. This ended up being a decent play. So that's kind of like my unsure size. I do my sizing based on conviction. But yeah, if it pushes towards a 200 daily, or if it's a gap fill and I have higher conviction, I'll do 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 first stab. But when I'm unsure, that's usually my size. Yeah. And then I trim 200 at 328, and then trim the rest at $3, and it might go negative. And I do trade a little smaller. The people in the Discord, they see me trade a little bit bigger, but I don't trade that big a size. But pre-market, I'm very cautious because the liquidity is so thin. It's easy for these things to push, but it's also easy for them to flush like this. We're about to go negative. Yeah, no, so, there's been times in the Discord where I'm in, 20, 30, 40K positions, but that's when my conviction is super high. And that's rare. Yeah, I'm only in 500 of NXTT now, just because I'm just not confident. I didn't re-add those shares back to it. Still just hanging out with these, but I'm not gonna make anything on this one. I mean, it's you don't make money on 500 shares on 10-cent moves, so I'm just more just watching it, see what it does. IMNN, nice little round trip on it though. Can you explain your play off the 200 EMA for the daily? Yeah, there's really not too much to it. It's just whenever it starts approaching it, I just size in around it. I try to get a position right before it gets to it because a lot of times longs will sell, before it gets to it. So I'll start averaging into it prior to the 200, and then I will, if it like goes over it, like UGRO is a good example. I didn't play this one after hours because it was late, but the way I would have played this one is get an entry here, especially when they're both close like this. Get an entry right before it, maybe let's say 780. Then if it goes above it, maybe 820, then 850, then 9. Because I like to add above it too, because a lot of times they don't just hit it and fail. They'll push above it and then fail. And then it just becomes how strong is your conviction? You know what I mean? Like, because it could keep pushing and you got to decide, not financial advice, but you got to decide when it's not acknowledging it or when it is acknowledging it. Like how much pain are you willing to endure to see if it fades? Because I notice with these 200s, the bigger the move to the 200, the more likely it is going to fail. If it's only a 20% move and it hits a 200, I don't really like those plays that much. But if it has to go up 100, 200% to hit it, I just noticed that there's a greater odd for it failing, and I like to see it at least hesitate. Like, see this, you can't deny that it acknowledged the 200 here. So now when it pushes back up to this level, there's two resistance: high of the previous high from Monday plus the 200s. So there's a good likelihood that it's going to struggle in this area because there's multiple resistance. There's 200s and it's a previous high from Monday. So that's why I went ahead and grabbed locates just in case it does get up here. So yeah, that's how I usually play them. I saw your video on using small size and found my winners to be bigger on small size. Yeah, no, that's a good way to put it. 50-cent, 75-cent winners sometimes versus having my palm feeling sweaty on large size. That's it. So a lot of people will add size, but they'll take profit a lot quicker. VNRX. Let's see. Let me pull this one up real quick. It's too cheap. But yeah, the problem is a lot of people will size up, but they're so used to like making a certain amount that they end up taking profit a lot quicker. And I tend to do that sometimes too. And that's just not a good way to be because you're taking on more risk. So if you're taking on more risk, you have to make sure that you're making more money too. So, and again, not financial advice, but that's my theory on it. If you're going to increase size, you better be making more than you were when you're trading smaller size, or because your risk went up. You know what I mean? And I tend to hold for bigger moves too. But again, it really depends on conviction though, because like even yesterday, well, it was a cheap stock, but PAVS, I was in 10,000 shares at once because my conviction was high on it. But it was a cheap ticker, so that was still only like I don't know, less than 10K position. But the point is, I do it based on conviction, and I made very well on that one because I got lucky. I won't pretend like it was skill. I mean, a little skill, but they dropped an offering and it gapped down, 50%. So that always helps. But the point is, I size based on conviction, and it works for me. But that's because I've spent a lot of time staring at charts. Discretionary. If you're new, You haven't built that conviction. You don't know what's A versus C versus B versus no trade. It's a little tougher. MACD just crossed red on NXTT. Yeah, I'm only in five. This, I don't even know why I'm really still in it at this point. I'm just holding these 500. But having a decent morning for trading small size, IMNN helped on that most recent flush. Made a little bit on BIAFF or BIAF, whatever it is. And then NXTT, I made a little on the earlier flush, but again, nothing much. You'll see when things heat up, I'll start adding a little bit more size, but I don't add a lot of size for like these small little 20% pops. I like to see bigger moves because the 20-30% pops can push to 50-80% pretty quickly. And then Chinese, I'm not going to add a lot of size in pre-market. Even if I like this move, I've seen too many crazy Chinese plays in pre-market to add size too early. FEED. Yeah, this one might be interesting. Yeah, I meant to say crossed, and I said Ross because it's MACD. CODX ended up giving back too. Most of these do give back in pre-market. UGRO, but going back to this example, so that's why I went ahead and grabbed my locates. They were relatively cheap. The price will go up though once a lot of shorts try to get in it. Do I waste money with locates? Yes, I do that, but I'm still under the theory that if I get them now, the 1,000 for 15 bucks, when everybody else is trying to get them and they're $100, it's still, you know, a positive because I just grab them quick. I just hate overpaying for locates. So I try to grab them early. And TradeZero lets you sell them back too if you don't use them. You don't make that much back on them, but you can make a few dollars back. But yeah, nothing impressive today. A little over 500 on the session, but very little risk involved, very small size involved. You know what I mean? So I'll take it. Yeah, I'll keep feet on the, keep it on my radar. If it pushes to 250 again, I might consider it. But it's definitely holding its gains. It's created a base right here at $2, 2 to 210. So this would be a scalp. RBNE. Yeah, let me pull it up. Was this yeah, this is an energy ticker. What's USO doing today? Yeah, it dropped some. Yeah, this one has a lot to get back too, RBNE. And I might just close my NXTT. I'm not that much in the money. I'm green on it, but I shouldn't just be hanging out in a Chinese ticker and ignoring it. There's a good chance it will come back to this little range, this 125 range, but it's kind of high risk to just be sitting on a Chinese ticker in pre-market, not paying attention to it, even if it's small size. So I might just close it here for a small win. All right, I'm out. But yeah, not of FEED's pushing. FEED, let me look at this one. Oh yeah, tiny market cap too. 2.5 million market cap, 1 million float. Latest news was yesterday. Expands presence with a major Michigan health system and grow a U.S. hospital footprint to 39. What's the daily look like on this one? Trash company, look, just going straight down. Oh my goodness. Trash. So yeah, if it pushes a little bit more, I might scale into this one. What's let me see what the locates look like. This stock is restricted for liquidate only, so TradeZero is not gonna let me trade it. All right, 8:30's about a minute away, so we'll see if there's any new plays. TradeZero free for trading. It's commission free if you meet certain criterias. Basically, if you trade over 200 shares, and there's a few other things, but yeah, it's quote unquote commission free. International is a little bit, they find ways to add more fees for international customers, but if you're US based, they advertise it as commission free. And for the most part it is. I'll have small fees some days, but if you trade really small size, like under 200 shares, they'll add fees. Of course, as soon as I close NXTT, it flushes a little bit, but that's all right. So nice little retest on FEED, but I can't get, TradeZero is not gonna let me trade it. So there's that 250 level I was talking about. Liquidate only on Webull 2 for feed. Any idea why? Yeah, they probably use the same clearing firm or whatever it's called, Apex, or because I reached out to TradeZero about it, like why have there been more liquidate only tickers, and they said it's these certain tickers are too high risk. UGRO is pushing. Oh, let's go. I'm gonna start getting my stabs on this thing. So I'm gonna get my first little stab here. then I'm gonna, like I said, I'll scale all the way up to $9 on this one. See, locates have already went up substantially. I got 1,000 for $15. Now it's $40 for 1,000. And they'll go up as the market opens too. FTL. Dang. That thing pushed and died quick. I missed it. But yeah, I got my first stab, UGRO 816. And like I said, I'll next add will probably be more in like the 840 range, then probably 860, and then probably 890. Didn't see anything too exciting at 8:30 though. ICCM, they posted another PR. Or is that a different? Oh, that's a different company. Never mind. I thought that was the same one that was pumping earlier. Well, it's got a little pump on it. Doesn't look very liquid, but it's not up that much. So I'm gonna keep an eye on UGRO since I have a position now. Let's go. Fell below 8. Would love to see a decent flush on this one. I don't know. This might be one I hold on to most of the day and just see if it keeps flushing. Yeah, I can't get into feed though. FEED. What was that? Tweezer top on the 5. I don't know what that means. But yeah, I'm gonna average up into this one. So, and then it could keep pushing, but again, 200s plus previous highs from another day. I'm gonna try it. Are you talking about for RGO? I think it's going to push a little bit, honestly. There we go. Now get my next entry. So I added some there. And again, this one's very small float, so not financial advice. I'm playing it, but this is a dangerous ticker. So just hanging out watching UGRO. Again, I might be a little greedy with this one and not take profit quick. See if it gives back a decent amount. But I also wouldn't be surprised if it pushes some too, so. Dang. Hey, yeah, this one got a few people, Success Logic. And it would have got me if I wouldn't have cut and then re-added at 420. But yeah, this was a tough one. But these low floats, you got to be careful with them. Because they tend to get me sometimes too. These nanos. Hate to hear that though. My average is not that great, is 833, but I'm not in very much size yet. I'm only in 1,000 shares, so. Yeah, but even a max loss in your head's better than nothing. You know what I mean? You're right, Magnus book. A lot of them don't work pre-market, but that's where self-control comes in. I mean, it's just basic risk management. Like a lot of us think we can get by without it, but it's it's, it's a false perception. And I notice a trend with people that don't sustain gains over long periods usually don't have them, because then you're counting on your ability to, just because that's why I have them, because I know whenever I get over a certain amount, I start revenge trading and then I lose more. So that's why mine's set at 5K. The more disciplined, the people that I've seen have the most success have had max losses. The people that tend to not and blow up frequently tend to don't. And that's how it was with me too. I used to make a lot, but I used to blow up a lot. Now I'm way more consistent. And when I hit my max loss, I'm mad and I'm pissed, but I have an account the next day. Yeah, my discipline's not high enough either. And you'll see traders that's been doing it way longer than us say the same thing. So I trimmed a little here on this little baby drop just to get my size down a little bit, just in case it keeps pushing. A little scalp on it. There we go. Let's go. Trimming some more. 805. Actually might just completely get out here. I don't know. I'm still holding on to half, but I have a feeling this thing's gonna keep pushing. But anyways, 500, I'm only in 500 shares now, so I'll re-add if we get back to like the 850, 860 range. Not sure is that max loss feature in the, yeah, TradeZero is not in pre-market, but again, that's where it goes back to like control issues. Like like you have eyes, you see if you're down. That's where self-control comes in. Mine's 5K. I can trade pre-market even if I lose 5K, but I choose not to. If you have little self-control, trading is not for you. Man, I'm done with TTP. I've made my daily goal in 40 minutes. Scalp it, bro. Same. Did you go back to your TradeZero account, T-Mac? But yeah, quad trading. Yeah, TradeZero doesn't allow it pre-market. I don't think, or it doesn't register or whatever. It doesn't cut you off. J Money, I think I'm going to tailor the max loss to the position. Yeah, J Money, just figure out something that works for you, bro. Because like I said yesterday, you have the skills. Shorting, again, I'm not gonna say it's easy. It's not easy. It's far from easy, but you can have consistent wins. Like I've seen beginners consistently win over and over and over. It's that one loss that they don't cut, or they keep averaging up, or they don't, you know what I mean? That's usually what takes them out. And that was me in the beginning too. That's the only reason I say it. Like, not trying to be a hypocrite. I blew many accounts in the beginning. Luckily, I was always ahead of it. I made more than the accounts I was blowing, so it was never, if I blew a 25K account, I already made 50K, so it was okay. Or if y'all know about my 76K loss, that's all right. I already made 200K the couple months before that, so I was always ahead of it. But the problem is, if you're not ahead of those blow ups, it can wipe you out. And then I learned my lesson, because the mental toll of these big losses was weighing on me mentally. So I trade a little smaller now, and I have a max loss, and I have so much more peace now with trading. YYGH. Keeps talking about that one. I had a pretty big little move here, but y'all know I usually slow down around 8:30 until after market open, so I'm probably not going to take any more positions. I might even close out my URGO, just so I don't have anything to monitor. So this one actually turned out to be a pretty decent little scalp, but honestly, this one has a good chance of giving a lot of this back, but it also has a good chance of ripping too. So I might just be content with my little scalp, call it a session. J Money skill level 100, this one level. Oh, J Money. Shorting is death by one blow. Scalping to the long side is death by 100,000 cuts. No, that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I think that's why I'm gonna just close my runners here. As soon as I close it, it's probably about to tank to $7, but I've had a decent session, so I can live with it. Very low risk, only a few plays, up $754. Again, no home runs today, didn't make incredible gains, but it's been a pretty chill session, so I'll take it. Yeah, it has huge dump potential. That's why I'm still holding on to a couple hundred shares here, but I think I'm about to close them, honestly. And I'm out. It's more I just don't want to monitor this. And I do, TradeZero does have stop losses in pre-market, but these baby nano floats, they make me a little nervous with the stop losses in pre-market. Because a lot of the people in the Discord say that it doesn't work. I honestly think it's user error, but because I still haven't ran into an issue yet, but maybe I'm wrong. NXTT went negative? No, it didn't. Oh my gosh. That one hurts a little bit. Remember, I was like just holding on to it, and I was like, this probably isn't the smartest thing to do, just casually hold on to Chinese in pre-market, and then it does this. Love it. It's part of the game, though. All right, I'm probably gonna wrap up. Let me see the comments. I'll scan to see if there's anything else moving, and then I'm probably gonna bounce here soon. Yeah, that's very good advice, just trading. No, thank y'all. Appreciate all the tips and comments and everything on these live streams too. It's very helpful. But on that note, guys, I'm probably going to wrap up. I don't really see anything else moving that looks interesting. Like I said, no home runs this session, but it's been a pretty chill. I didn't trade very much size, so I'm content with the results, and I'll trade some more intraday. And if you're in the Discord, I'll see you there. What's today? Wednesday. Yeah, I'll be back live streaming here 7 a.m. UGRO is bouncing up. This is one of the main reasons I went ahead and covered. Were they locates single use? No, they weren't. So I might add back here. I'll be keeping an eye on it. But on that note, guys, I will see y'all tomorrow.